All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we got to talk. So there is a commercial from a white, blue-eyed, blonde-haired lady. She's an actress named Sydney Sweeney. She did an ad for American Eagle, and people are going crazy about it. So what I want to do is I want to watch the video first, and then I want to give my perspective on it. And then I also want to tell y'all a true story that happened to me that will help explain my perspective on this whole situation. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the video real quick.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has her genes.
Okay, so as you see at the end of the commercial, they say Sydney Sweeney has great genes, American Eagle across the screen. Cool. So people are upset because they're saying, I mean, obviously there's a play on words there, like a double entendre, I think is what you would call it, where they're saying she has great genes, Jeans, meaning the clothes she wears, and also Genes, meaning what her parents passed down to her. So there are some people who are equating the Genes sentence with saying, like, back when Hitler was in charge, he was looking for a particular person, and if you didn't look like this, they would kill you off. So they're saying, like, American Eagle is viewing Sydney Sweeney as superior to everyone else. So my perspective on this is they never used or even insinuated the word superior. So I hate telling people what they should and shouldn't be outraged about. I don't think that's right. But I will say that I feel like they are overreacting on this situation, mainly because they did not say or insinuate anything about saying that she has superior genes. I could see if they said Sydney Sweeney has better genes than everyone else, or she has the correct genes. If they said something like that, I'd be like, yeah, that's kind of weird. But all they said is Sydney Sweeney has good genes. Cool. I don't think anything is crazy. I don't think anything is wrong with that. That's just my perspective on it. Um, I mean, and I guess what they're saying is she's curvy, which, if you ask me, she's not. They say she's pretty when they say she has good genes. If I walked past her in the mall, I wouldn't look twice. She's not the type of lady that I'm typically looking at. My ladies are usually, if you look at my wife, darker. I'm saying that's just what I'm into, but we all got our types. But I don't think that they're trying to say the way this lady looks is the right way to look or is the superior way to look. I don't think that's what they're saying. I didn't get it from that, but that's just my perspective. So now let me talk about a true story that happened. And the reason why I want to share this true story is because I believe, like, there's enough crazy stuff that goes on in this crazy world that we live in, especially if we're talking about like racial type things. There's enough of that goes on to be looking for reasons to be upset. Because the more we look for reasons to be upset or make things into something to be upset, the more people get annoyed when something really happens. They just get it. They just are so annoyed. They just say, We're not. I'm not dealing with that." It's the boy who cried wolf, right? So the my first management job that I got, I was working at this huge place, um, working for a huge company, and I had just gone from being the assistant manager to the actual manager of the whole site. My boss called me into a conference room. He was like, "Come down to the corporate office and meet me in the conference room so we can go over the budget." I said, "Cool." So he and I are sitting there. My boss is an older white guy, probably about 65 years old, white guy. He's sitting next to me. Then he gets up and he goes and writes on the board, explaining some things about the budget. I'm like, "Cool." So he turns and looks at me, and I put my hand on the Bible. I swear that this actually happened. Y'all gonna be like, "That did not happen." I swear to you, this happened. He was like, turned around and looked at me. He said, "Jordan, did I ever tell you about what I used to do for fun when I was growing up?" And I was like, what's that? He's like, we used to drive to the black neighborhoods, grab bottles, throw bottles at black people, call them the N word. He actually said the word. I couldn't believe it. He said we would throw bottles at black folks, call them N's, and when they got mad, we would drive off and laugh at them. I didn't know how to respond to that because it came out of nowhere. It was like everything seemed all right. We sitting there talking, going over budgets, and this old white man says this crazy sentence to me. And I'm like, I don't even know how to deal with that because at that time I was 20, that was in 2013. So that was 12 years ago. I was like 25, 26 years old. I was just getting into my management job. I had just gotten my degree in business and I was really wanting to climb the ladder. So I didn't want to shake. I didn't want to go crazy in this place. I'm like, okay. So I ended that meeting super quick, left, ended up calling HR. HR ends up calling him and asking him what happened. He denies it. Long story short, I got fired about 2.5 weeks later. I got fired. So that kind of stuff happens a lot, all over the place. So when real stuff like that is going on, we don't have to make up things to be upset about, like this Sydney Sweeney nonsense. Like there's enough real stuff that's going on all over the place. Real stuff to be upset about. So for this, man, let's just go ahead and let this just be water under the bridge. Even if they did try to have some kind of secret code meaning in this, let's just let this one go. Something real is going to happen within probably the next couple weeks. Some kind of crazy, racist, nonsensical thing is going to happen. And when that happens, then get upset. But let's not find reasons to be upset, okay? That's all that I got for you today. Please do like the video, subscribe to the channel. I will say though, getting fired from that job was probably the second biggest blessing that I've ever received. The first huge blessing, which is going to sound crazy, is when my dad passed, which I know that sounds crazy, but my dad passed. I was a child when he passed. I was I was a 17-year-old child when he passed because he and my mom spoiled us growing up. But when he passed, I had to learn how to become a man, got a job, figured out how to manage money and all kind of stuff like that. So that was a huge heartache that turned into a crazy blessing. And then the second thing that was a huge heartache that turned into a huge blessing was me getting fired from that job. Because if I didn't get fired from that job, I wouldn't have created my own business. That business wouldn't have turned into my other businesses, and I wouldn't be able to live the life that I'm living today. So there's that. But anyway, that's all that I got for y'all today, man. I appreciate you watching the videos. Please stay tuned. We're going to continue growing this channel. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think about this whole American Eagle, Sydney Sweeney thing. I don't want to dismiss the people's feelings, but I just think it's just misplaced right now. Anyway, thank you for watching the video, man. Thank you. Take care. God bless. Peace.